Welcome back to Beyond the Buzzer. I'm Dave Glavin here with Shay Sullivan. Shay, how are we tonight?
Doing just fine. How are you?
Doing good. Doing good. We're less than 10 days from the trade deadline. Still nothing in terms of deals. Going to get into who we think might be making the first deals, as well as, of course, Lakers, Blazers, and the usual pick 'em. But I want to start. It sounds like you had a little LeBron rant.
Oh yeah, I did. Yeah, I mean, you'd had to be living under a rock if you missed his explosion on was that Sunday?
Yeah.
Sunday. So
Saturday for you. Saturday for you.
yes, yeah, Saturday. So I mean, clearly a foul. Yes, Jason Tatum fouled. I'm pretty sure he even admitted it after the game, right? He like
He was like, "Oh, this tonight was a blur."
yeah, he laughed
Like,
about
come
it. It
on.
was like yeah, but I have so prior in that game, we saw a complete fake foul from Dennis Schroeder on Jason Tatum. It was not a foul, and Schroeder fell to the ground, like put his hands up on the ground, and they teed him up right away. So not
Yep.
only was it a missed call, they tee him up. Later in the game, LeBron is flopping around, jumping, stomping, and he doesn't get anything. And then they give Pat Bev the tee for
Yeah.
the camera, which number one, what a dumbass. Like why we get it. He missed the call. You're giving Boston a free point to start the overtime.
What are you thinking?
What is that going to accomplish? Complete idiot. Like that's why I love Pat Bev, but those are the things that make him a hateable player. That's the thing. Cut that out
He's
of your
not
game.
good enough. He's not good enough to do that.
Yes, exactly. If you had like 25, 30 points, like if LeBron had done that, it would have been I mean just as bad, but like at least you could say all right, like
To be fair, Pat Bev's putback dunk,
that was dirty.
that was insane. He
But
hadn't dunked in 2, 3 years.
yeah, I saw that. That was a weird stat. And it was
Yeah.
caught up like it was an easy dunk.
Um, but he also then fouled Jalen Brown, got the and one. It shouldn't have got to the Lakers having to take a last shot, but that was one, an awful blown call.
Well,
Two, LeBron reacted more passionately than I think he did when he won the finals against Cleveland or against Golden State. That was hard to watch as a Brown fan.
it must have been. It must have
Yeah,
like taken a little bit out of you. Because like even when J.R. Smith like completely botched that game, like what
nothing,
was it, just a head
nothing like that. Yeah, nothing
hands on
like
the
that.
head, nothing like that. But I get it, LeBron. Like, yeah, I
Big
remember they
game.
missed the big game and they would have won. Like he would have hit the free throws, but they
He
missed
said
the
at least
Dallas
one.
call. Yeah, it's they missed a couple calls, blah blah blah. He's notorious for getting every call. Like this is the NBA that he created. He just barrels through people. And yes, there's going to be contact on probably 90% of every single drive to the hoop, but you're going to miss it. Like that's your
That one
game.
was bad. That one
It was
was
bad.
bad.
I don't know what you're looking at if you're the ref under the hoop, like literally staring right at it. But
He slapped her on the arm. It wasn't
yeah,
even close.
maybe he got like a little nervous to call that to end the game. But no, you're getting paid millions of dollars to make that call, and he botched it. But
Yeah. I do. So I saw this guy look into like the Lakers' last 2 minute reports and how many missed calls
mhm,
they've had. And they've had the second most favorable whistle in the league in terms of missed calls that have gone their favor this season.
exactly.
It's just been the ones within the last 10. I'd like to see the ones within the last 10 seconds or on the last shot
Mm-hmm.
because those have been
Bad.
pretty noticeably bad against the Lakers in the last month.
But like yeah, you're right. They get all the calls. Like it's been two really bad instances, Dallas and the Celtics. It cost them the game. But
Philly, the one against Embiid on Russ.
yeah, all right, that was bad too. But it's basketball. Like they're gonna miss
Yeah,
calls.
no,
Around.
they shouldn't have let it get to that point.
No, that was a good game though. They were impressive. The Lakers. Will we get to them? I don't know, but they've been impressive.
We can talk about it right now. I think there are deals out there where Russ even stays, and they're. I don't know if you would want to see them in the first round if you're Memphis.
No, especially Memphis.
Yeah, I think Memphis loses.
They need to. It needs to be a team with some leadership and like they won't be scared of LeBron.
Do they
Because
beat Denver?
no, Denver's winning that game.
I don't know.
We're not there yet. They're not even the play-in yet, are they?
No, they're not. They're not.
They're not
They're not.
there, yeah.
So I mean, this will kind of segue into our Raptors talk,
Mm,
but I think one guy the Lakers could realistically get is Gary Trent, and
mm.
I would love some Gary Trent. He's a clutch client, so he's under Braun's agency. Um, I think they could get him for cheap too. He's basically an expiring deal. He's got a player option that he's going to decline this summer, and
Yeah,
I don't know why they wouldn't want to re-sign him long term.
yeah. He's a great player. 18 points a game. He's a
We
pure scorer.
need shooting badly.
Mm-hmm. He doesn't do much
Um,
else to score.
one thing in that Knicks game that I thought was kind of surprising was Russ playing in the fourth quarter and overtime and playing pretty well.
Mm,
Um, he'd usually been getting sat in the fourth quarter.
yeah. For Schroeder, for some reason, whenever he's in the Lakers, like he comes
Schroeder,
good.
I can't stand Schroeder.
He's only good on the Lakers, though.
He's he's like J.R. Smith streaky.
Yes.
He's got some of the worst plays possibly of this season, and
Mm.
then he's got some insane the clutch plays too.
He's an interesting player. When he gets up on defense, like he's a really good defender when he wants to be. I feel like with that like duo of him and Pat Bev guarding the two guards in the team when they get up, I like the 75% press. I don't know why they do that. I know like it's a full game, you don't want to tire your guys out, and it's
Yeah,
the regular season, but come crunch time and late season, they need to do that every game because those two guys have unmatched
they're,
energy.
they're pests.
Yeah, and they're good defenders. It makes it, and then you've got like AD and LeBron on the back end. So even if you get beat, it's like you've got these huge guys and
Yeah,
big bodies to help you out. That should be the game plan going forward from Mr. Ham. But where does Russ fit into that?
that's what I'm saying. I don't feel like there's a move where we move Russ, and I don't know. It's Russ or Pat Bev and like Lonnie Walker together to get like a 20 mil a year guy.
There's
Which I
guys.
think at this point I prefer the Lonnie and Pat Bev
Yeah,
as much as I hate it. Keeping Russ.
Pat Bev's a good. He fits the team at least. He goes well with LeBron. He's got energy. That was kind of like the Carmelo. Carmelo was
Yeah.
energy guy off the bench. Like he just come
Mhm.
in that big shot and just get everyone fired up.
That's the thing though. The technical foul, like even Russ wouldn't do that.
Very true.
Like you've got I think I mentioned it last pod, like you need a guy that's a little off, but the Lakers have two of them.
Yeah.
And you don't need two of them.
But the Rui trade, at least I got to give him credit. That was an A move at this point. Stay
Ruiz,
healthy.
I feel like Washington had to have been able to get something better than Kendrick Nunn in 3 seconds.
They gave him away.
He's a big forward. Like he's more of a four than he is like a wing.
Yeah, and he's long. Like he's
Yeah.
great. It just goes right into that scheme.
I like the Schroeder. I'm looking forward to Austin Reeves coming back.
You're
But
Reeves.
I like him. He does everything.
I
He's a
hate.
Swiss Army knife. But like playing Braun at the 3 with Rui at the 4, AD at the 5. I like that lineup. I wish Schroeder was the backup, but like a Schroeder, Gary Trent, Braun, Rui, AD,
Gary would be great for this team. You need Gary.
Russ, Reeves, and I hate Troy Brown Jr., but he's our backup wing, I guess.
He's not a bad eighth guy, maybe
Pisses me off.
8th or 9th.
Yeah.
Can't play. Minutes.
Talk about the Blazers team. I think should be making a move here if they're building around Dame Lillard,
Mhm.
which he wants to be there. Let's do it again. Strap in. Here we go.
Yep.
I think Simons is the guy to go, as much as it hurts.
it's probably the most valuable asset besides Dame at this point. So I guess like if you're trying to get the most in return, I don't the timeline, I feel like they're in such a weird spot that they've got old Dame Dalla, but then they've got like these two young guards that they could easily build around. Like if you were to trade Dame and get like a young big and some picks,
Mm-hmm.
that's a really good young core that you can build around.
I'd
So
play
they got
Simons at the
two.
one.
Yeah, exactly. Put him at the one, Sharp at the two, and then get Nurk will be gone. Like Nurk leaves with Dame. I think those two are a package. Like
Mm-hmm.
they don't want Nurk. Dame wants Nurk.
So I like that better for them long term than trying to build around Dame again.
I probably have to agree. But
Yeah. At this point, like
at this point, rebuild it. But they're not going to do that because Dame has pledged his allegiance to the Portland fan base
you
and the front
can't
office.
you can't trade if he doesn't want to go, you can't trade the greatest player in franchise history.
Absolutely not. I mean, he's averaging 30.5 points a game. Like it's not like he's playing bad. It's just the team
No.
once again. But they've got some time. They're playing better. They had a great start, a brutal stretch. Dame got hurt. They could not recover. But they had a halfway decent January.
They're the Wizards of the West right now.
Oof.
Going forward.
At this point, yeah,
Yeah.
that's the comparison. But so you want to trade Simons for? I saw you
Well,
had a
no,
guy in mind.
I did see. I was trying to think of a good fit if you're moving Simons. I like Josh Hart at the two. His three is a little lower than I thought it was. He's like almost near 30% rather than like upper 30s.
Mm-hmm.
But if you were to get OG Anunoby for Simons, he's only 2 years older. I think he's top three wing defender in the league, if not the best.
He's up there for
That
sure.
he can shoot the three. He's not a scrub scorer.
No,
I think Jeremy shoulders more of the load as a number
he's fine
two.
with it.
Yeah, he's been good. I still don't like Nurk, um, but he could be more involved offensively if Simons isn't there.
Yeah, I agree. It looks like Nurk actually just got hurt. He got hurt this game.
Against Memphis.
Yeah, he hurt he re-aggravated a lingering calf issue. Only played 2 minutes, so he's been bad. I mean, we cannot roll with Drew Eubanks for
No,
extended periods of time and expect him to play off. So
no.
maybe that's the move. Like, I don't want to wish injury on anyone, but like if Nurk were to go down, then maybe they'd have some initiative to go out and get it big to like actually help this team because you can't roll with Eubanks. They got it. There has to be
Yeah,
someone else.
I feel like if they're getting a big, Nurk's got to be in the deal, and they're only going to do it if it's an upgrade. But I was trying to like, I like Aiton, um, but the contract, Aiton's getting paid 30 mil. Like, if you're re-signing Grant, and you have Simons, that those four guys are taking up your whole cap.
Just those four, but that's kind of what the NBA is leaning that way. But there's definitely a couple centers. I mean, we definitely got to do like a trade deadline special. I don't remember.
Yeah.
Is there a lot of trades like right before the deadline?
Normally, it's like a rapid fire, like the day before. It's just constant Woj notifications.
Mm,
I'd like Jakob Pertl from San Antonio.
yeah,
He isn't expiring, but I feel like he wouldn't be that expensive. Um, to I think we could segue into the Raptors a little bit here. I think their best move, if they're building around Scotty Barnes, I think their best move is to move Siakam.
mm-hmm.
I think he's holding back Scotty a little bit. They're both. I mean, it's hard with Toronto because they like basically 2 through 5 are interchangeable in terms of positions, but I just feel like Scotty and him do basically the same things. Like Siakam can't shoot that well,
Not a great shooter, but
but if you're moving Siakam, then you got to keep OG.
Yeah. You're choosing that path. I would probably go the opposite way, just because finding teams that are finding players that have championship experience and like have done it
Mhm.
before, like he's won. I think that's valuable, but at the same time, it's also valuable for a potential trade partner. Like you're getting a championship winner. Like he's done it, and I'm assuming you're trading him to a team that's in contention. Like
I think you could get 4 first-round picks for him.
I'm probably right there with you, yeah. But
In his prime,
yeah,
his value is never going to be higher. I think you do that. You move on from Fred. I'd keep Gary. Gary's a sniper.
he is. You know what? The Raptors to me, I'll read you. So here is their last game. I'm gonna make sure everyone's healthy. Up the Suns. They played 10 guys actually.
Wow.
4 guys off the bench were all centers. It's Chris Boucher,
Boucher.
yeah,
Yeah.
Chris Boucher, uh, Wancho, Koloko, and then Thaddeus Young. And then Malachi Flynn played point guard, but he was he hasn't played more than 10 minutes since January 6th. So that was a fluke. They've got 4 bench guys that are all centers. Fred Van Vliet plays 40 plus minutes every single night. They got I don't know how they constructed the roster like this and how they got away with it. I know OG's hurt, so I guess like that might help.
Still, they don't have guards. They don't have
No
guards.
backup guards. He literally plays 40 plus minutes every night.
And
And
he's not efficient.
well, that's probably why he's like gassed at the end of the game. He's 9 for 15, and then they're like, "All right, Fred, like we need some scoring here." And he's on minute 38, and he's 0 for 4 in the fourth quarter. I'd love to see stats in the fourth quarter, but him and Gary Trent, they average like 38 minutes a game,
That's outrageous. I didn't realize it was that bad.
and they start
Um,
Precious Achua.
yeah, who
So
I like. He's
yeah, but
young. I like him.
they have 5 centers right there, and then
Yeah,
neither of them are like the star guy.
it's not sustainable, and they're not good either. So it's like something's got to change.
Someone's got to give. You think it's Siakam? I wouldn't mind that because they have so many centers. It's not like they then go out and get a guard.
I think if they're building around Scotty Barnes, it is Siakam.
Scotty,
Scotty's an ideal 4, I think.
I agree with you there.
OG at the 3, Gary at the 2. I mean, you can move Fred too. Total reset. It's a different timeline. I mean, Fred and Siakam are both like 28.
They're in a
Um,
weird spot.
yeah, but I think so. I had this mock trade of Fred to Orlando
Hmm.
for. Let me bring it up. I think it was Fred and someone else for like Cole Anthony, Terrence Ross, Mo Bamba, another center.
Yeah.
Um, let's see. Yeah, Fred and Kem Birch, one of the backup centers. Cole Anthony, RJ Hampton, Mo Bamba, Terrence Ross, and a Denver first. But he might just sign there in free agency this offseason. I don't even know if they have to trade
That's
for
the
him.
thing.
Orlando,
Yeah, he's on an expiring deal, right?
he's got a player option and he's going to get paid, I think.
He should.
Orlando's got 55 million cap. They have no incentive to trade for him, but Toronto is going to lose him for nothing if they don't move him.
That's the thing. They got to see if there's a market because then I wouldn't be surprised if they start floating his name out there. So then maybe they get the Magic to bite, like one of those teams that want to get him in the offseason. They get nervous that like someone else
Clippers,
paid for him.
Clippers are trying to outbid him.
So and then we got to figure out if any of that's actually real or if they're making it up. But they're in an interesting spot. They got to make a move. If they don't make a move, I couldn't be a Toronto fan. Like this team is not in position to win or lose. Like they're good enough not to lose, but they can't win. So
I think. I mean, they're kind of the first domino to fall. I feel like because they got a lot of guys that could be on the move.
I'll ask you this: what team do you give a better percentage to make the big move? The Bulls or the Raptors?
Raptors
You think the Bulls will
right
stick?
now. Well, I think the Bulls are. I could see them moving Levine this off season, but I don't think it's right now.
He sucks. Levine sucks.
I wouldn't. I would have no interest in like the Lakers giving up 2 firsts for him.
Absolutely not. That'll be terrible. But I saw
He's not
Lonzo. You seen that report on him?
that he's just there's no update. Like he might be done.
Yeah, he's still feeling pain in his knee, and like no one can figure out why. So he might just be done for forever. He might
That's
might be
tough.
done.
So he
Yeah,
was pretty elite for them. He was a great like team player.
second overall pick. People are
Yeah.
blaming shoes. I don't know if that's true or not, but like
Big ball.
big ball brand, he got scammed out of that too, right?
Yeah, that didn't work out.
Could be the biggest bust. Like him and Markel Fultz, was that back to back years?
I wouldn't.
Lonzo's a bust. He hasn't played. He hasn't done anything, and so is
I,
Markel.
I hate throwing around bust with an injury
Well, they drafted
because
him.
he was good. He was good when he played. He completely changed his shot, became a legit 3-point shooter,
He did make that improvement, but we never got
like
to see it play out.
40% plus. Yeah, I agree. It's I like a bust when it's more they just stink.
He just like Johnny Davis.
Yeah, but to be fair, I mean it's his career has not panned out the way we expected, especially with all the hype coming in.
Yeah,
Um, I still think the Bulls should make some moves.
they both have to. Bulls and Raptors. There's a couple teams in the East. Like that's why if I am say the Celtics, I'm going out and I'm giving up a first round pick for Mason Plumlee because I'm nervous that some of these like second tier teams in the East are going to make that big move and like not jump them, but I don't know. I would prefer these top teams in the East to be aggressive rather than let this trade deadline go by and still kind of have the same teams. Like me and you can both name pretty glaring holes. Like Celtics, they need a backup center. The Bucks, we think they need Jordan Clarkson. They need someone else that can score. It's not
Mm-hmm.
Giannis, and particularly on the outside because Drew Holiday hasn't been the best scorer this year. He's kind of
Yeah,
taken a little regression that way, but he's still a great defender and all that. But like Philly, we've talked about them plenty, but all these teams, they're one smaller move away. I know you disagree. Mason Plumlee isn't worth a pick.
he's the right fit. I just don't think a first is worth it for him.
We've got a bet going.
We do.
$5 wager.
Yeah, Mason for a first, you get $5. Mason for anything less than first, I get $5.
Yep.
I think Cleveland. I was watching the Cavs. Who they play yesterday?
The Heat.
Cavs. Heat. The Cavs are elite defensively. Like they're fun to watch defensively. Like even Donovan Mitchell's buying in.
Yeah, which is
Um,
freaky
yeah,
because
but
he had
they
the Eiffel Tower in Utah and he wouldn't buy in for them. But
yeah Stifle Tower Rudy.
yeah,
I think they're a move away from like being legit.
they're my sneaky team out of the East. Like I might almost pick them over
Yeah,
Boston.
yeah. Like if you match up Garland and Smart, I got to give the edge to Garland.
I think it's dead even. I give it to Smart. I actually have to give it to Smart. He's done so much as a playmaker for this Boston team. He does more.
He's having his best year, I think, as of his career.
Yeah,
Garland's 21-8 though.
he's no slouch. You're right. So it's probably
Is Smart an all star? I
no.
think Garland's borderline all star.
Well, I think they're probably next tier, but I wouldn't give either of those guys an all-star. But
Donovan Mitchell, Jalen Brown. I got Donovan Mitchell.
Yep.
Tatum clears whoever the three is for Isaac.
Okoro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mobley or Al Horford.
I got Mobley and Jared Allen.
Yep, over Al and Rob.
Yep.
But the bench is where they get killed.
Yeah, no bench.
I'm taking Brogdon and Grant before anyone that comes off Cleveland's bench.
Levert's probably your best guy coming off the bench there.
Maybe I'd take Levert over Grant, but
Grant's a good defender. He's a really good defender.
Great 3-and-D guy.
He's a really good fit for that team.
I like Kevin Love. Veteran presence, can shoot the three. Ricky Rubio, solid.
He just came back too the other day
Yeah.
or all the week.
I like Dean Wade. He's kind of like he's got like the joke name, but he's solid. They need like a he's more of a 4. They need a 3 badly.
They're desperate, like for an OG.
It's they couldn't make it happen because they don't have any more picks, but
No, they've got really nothing to give up. That's the only problem. They'd have to manufacture something. But to go back to your
it's got to
point,
be a Jay Crowder. Jay Crowder's got it. He could fit anywhere, but that especially.
he'd probably still come off the bench. But
Yeah,
those two are interchangeable. But yeah, that was the lowest total in the last month. That Cleveland Heat game.
in the Heat. I don't think the Heat are ever going to be an easy out in the
Ever.
playoffs.
As long as Spo is there, never.
Yeah,
What did
and
he
Jimmy,
say once?
playoff Jimmy.
Yeah, stupid. Bam. We've said this though. Bam is the X factor for that team. Like if he
Mm-hmm.
performs like he does in the regular season, I mean they probably get the most hate out of any team, or not like hate, but like the least amount of recognition. They made the finals in 2020.
Yep.
They lost to the Celtics in the Eastern Conference Finals last year. They're there every single year.
Mm-hmm.
And no one seems to. I mean, no one can really beat them besides the Celtics
Celtics.
did, but that was in Game 7. Like they took that team to
They had
7.
the opportunity too. Jimmy pulling up for 3. I mean, so I want to run through quick little playoff picture right now in the East and who you got in the first round. So I'm assuming it'll be Celtics. The plan right now is Knicks, Hawks, Wizards, Pacers. I'm going to say the Knicks and the Hawks get in.
Yep.
Celtics, Hawks, Celtics.
Mhm.
Bucks, Knicks, Bucks.
Yep.
76ers, Heat. Great series
Oh, I would not. That's an avoid at all costs.
for Philly.
Yeah. I don't like that matchup at all.
But I mean, that's pretty realistic. Like Miami, I think is solidifying themselves as the 6 above New York.
I wouldn't be surprised if they even move up to that 4-5 matchup by the end of the year.
So yeah, then it's Brooklyn, Cleveland.
Give me oh,
Yeah, it's the first round.
that might kill the whole Cleveland case to make it because you
Yeah,
got to
see you later, Cleveland.
go through Brooklyn, Boston, because then you probably get the number 1 seed next round,
You play the 1 seed.
and then you got the winner of
Milwaukee.
Milwaukee.
See you later.
So that's how, if you're going to bet the Eastern Conference Final or whoever's going to win, that's how you got to do it. Who's going to have the easiest path? Because they could be the best team, but if you have to go through the Heat, Sixers, and then Bucks,
I think the 1 seed is going to be crucial. That's your only chance at not really having a real legit. I mean, maybe the 2, I guess. Knicks, yeah, the Knicks aren't on the same level as those other 6. So the 1 and the 2 seed are going to be extremely important.
and it's really kind of already locked up.
I mean,
Philly's making a push.
Milwaukee's 2 back of the 1. Philly's 3 back. Brooklyn 4.5. Cavs 6.
I don't see Brooklyn making a push without KD, and it's really those top 3 teams, in my opinion. The Celtics, they've been playing out of control. You know what? I wanted this could be a completely different topic on or another episode, but we could bring it up. Screw it, we'll bring it up now.
Bring it up.
Joe Mazzulla is the All-Star coach.
If
you had the opportunity, say Ime Udoka is now available to coach
this offseason?
No, like right now.
Okay.
Say, I mean, Mazzulla has been incredible, but say they clear things up, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Ime is now, he could coach the team. Would you take Ime back, or are you giving it to
the
Mazzulla?
C's?
For the C's.
Oh, I don't think there's any chance he goes back to the C's.
No
Even
chance.
though even though Missoula still has the interim tag.
They won't give it to him. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Um, I don't think you could right now. Best team in the league, I don't think you could.
What about this offseason?
If they lose, 100% fair
You give
game.
it back to Ime?
I would, yeah.
Ime, I think people. I mean, Joe Mazzulla. There's a couple problems. Like we're both,
He
we're
he
both.
doesn't call timeouts.
He doesn't call timeouts, and like the end of game, he gives them a lot of freedom, which is good. But
Good and bad.
yeah, that like, what game was it against Miami? Like they got the ball. Jason Tatum went up the
Mm-hmm.
court, and like Rob Williams was spinning around at the free throw line. He had no idea what to do. It looked like Tatum wanted him to go down, but he runs up and sets the screen, which is an easy double. They double Tatum. He turns the ball over, and that's game. Like that cannot happen in
Mm-hmm.
the Eastern Conference Finals game. So I think I'm not saying Joe Mazzulla is a problem right now, and he's getting a
No,
lot of recognition, and he's from what I've seen, he is actually a pretty good coach. But that I don't know, it's something to watch with them.
I think their window is a lot shorter than people think. I really think it's this year and next year.
Oh yeah, and
Brown is good enough to be a number one, and if they don't win, I don't know why he stays.
wouldn't make sense.
Like he gets no recognition for how good he is. There was that game against it might have even been the Lakers game. Tatum is having a far worse game. He goes to the line, get an MVP chance.
Yes,
Brown goes to the line, crickets, nothing.
he's get the love.
Yeah, Tatum's the poster guy.
Yeah, and they were teasing him for KD, even though I said that wasn't true. But like,
Yeah,
it wasn't Tatum that was being teased; it was Brown.
never, never.
Yeah. So I also saw a picture on Twitter when it made me laugh because it was a Boston like Homer account, and it was the picture of the Nets Boston trade, and then it was a picture of Paul Pierce, Smart, Tatum, Brown,
Yeah,
and
I
KD,
saw that.
like all posted up, and like immediately I'm thinking like these guys all have one championship combined. So like yeah, that was the greatest team of all or greatest trade probably of all time,
Mm-hmm.
and that starting five like from that trade is probably the insane amount of pedigree and talent and skill, and to only come up with one championship between like that super team and I'm calling this a super team. Like they if they can't figure this out and win a
Yeah,
championship, it's a letdown. It's a disappointment. It's championship or bust for the Celtics.
yeah.
So
I
once
can't
again,
imagine a better Celtics team than this.
yeah, it doesn't get better besides Plumlee. Give up a first. I don't just go all in. I don't get
Yeah,
why. Like,
yeah.
what is we draft Peyton Pritchard in the late first round? Like, what is he going to do for the team this year or next year?
Mm-hmm.
Who did we
Yeah.
draft last year?
Traded it for
Oh, you're right. Exactly.
traded this year's pick for Brogdon. I don't know who it was last year.
But I mean, a future first. Like, why can't they'll take that? The next
Yeah.
year's first for Mason Plumlee. Why would you not do that? I don't understand. Rob Will is not dependable, and Plumlee's a beast. Like, that's the problem. If Rob Will goes down again, that was kind of that was the nail in the coffin for him last year. They couldn't. He came back too late, and then they were
Mm-hmm.
missing him, and they had to roll out.
It can't be Luke Cornett.
Can't. No. Same. Yeah. There's so many teams with no depth at the center or power forward, but I don't know. They got to. I'm saying go all in. What are you waiting for? You did get Brogdon.
I'm with you. I'm with you here.
Brogdon's been a beast. He's been really good. That was a good trade.
Should be 6th man of the year.
He should. But
I actually want to do a little update on the award odds because they're changing like pretty rapidly with each game. Oh, and FanDuel's got delay game site maintenance. Great.
Oh, of course.
DraftKings.
Screw FanDuel.
I don't know. Normally it's good.
Normally they've got better odds than DraftKings, that's for sure.
Jokic was the favorite, but it was of course, and DraftKings won't show him because they're playing. But the line was going in favor of Brogdon for 6th man of the year.
Like that.
Rory has pulled out to like minus 140, 150 for most improved.
Love that.
Claxton jumped up to plus 300 for Depoy at second. He was
Surprise.
like 800, 950 the last time we were talking.
He's had a good stretch, but
Jaron's still the favorite.
good.
Rookie of the year, Paolo. MVP was the Joker minus. I think he last time we talked he was minus 130. He's minus 105 now. Embiid's like plus 280, and Luca's plus 450 around there. Tatum's out, done.
He's done. Why?
He's like plus 1250, I think.
That's surprising to me. I'd probably take a flyer on him if I was being honest. But I
Yeah, I mean
saw,
a week ago, Embiid was plus 1200, so they fluctuate a lot.
yeah, it's all up and down. Um, I saw, I mean, yeah, Jokic and Embiid just played. And I saw, you know what? I see this take and it drives me insane. People are like, oh, Jokic is better. He's got a better field goal percentage and he's a better passer and all this other stuff. And I'll take Jokic over Embiid all day. I completely disagree. I would say Embiid is the focal point of the offense. He shoots way more. And yeah, he does miss more, but he's got guys hanging all over him 24/7. Jokic, they have an actual scheme that like they built around him. I don't know if Doc has this, like it's basically hero ball when they give it to Embiid down there.
I I think it's tough for me to go Jokic versus Embiid. I think Embiid is far more has far more of an impact on defense than Jokic.
Agreed.
Like he is an elite defender and
Yeah, you
never
got
gets recognized for it. Um, like it's tough. I mean,
I got Embiid.
I feel like outside of Giannis, which even Giannis, like the 1 through 6, like best players in the world, could honestly be interchangeable.
Any given night, yeah.
Yeah, like it's which is rare.
But I think Embiid can take over. Like Embiid, when he takes over a game, it's
There's
different than
nothing you can do.
yeah. And if Embiid goes on that run, which he hasn't done, that's what I'm waiting for from
I
Joel.
want to see him healthy, like
Yes, and just go through the playoffs absolutely like and taking names.
dominating.
Yeah, annihilating with James Harden, like carry
Yeah,
James Harden to the finals. And
I could get on the Philly bandwagon.
I could
I'd
too.
love to see it.
If you run the gauntlet in the East, the West is no problem. Like
Yeah, you're winning. You're winning.
you can get there. So
Unless you match up with like a healthy Lakers team, then maybe
or Jokic, you'd probably see Jokic and he just put up 47 and 18 on him. So I don't think
yeah.
that was a problem.
I do want to talk about free throw attempts per game by the NBA's top 8 leading scorers. Embiid, 12 free throws a game, which I can see. What else are you supposed to do?
Yeah.
Luca, 11. Giannis, 13. Same thing with Embiid. I mean, just dominant physically.
Yep.
Tatum, 9. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, 10. I mean, I didn't realize he was that good drawing fouls. Dame, 9. LeBron, 6 free throws a game.
Yeah, I saw that.
That's outrageous. That's outrageous. Curry, 5.
So you're
The
saying he is
Curry
balls?
one's understandable. He's by far more of a shooter than any of the other guys on the list, besides maybe Dame. But Dame drives to the hoop far more than Curry.
Mm-hmm.
LeBron only shooting 6 free throws a game. Come on,
You have a problem with that?
I have a problem. He's driving to the hoop just as much as any of these other guys.
I agree. Actually, I saw a tweet. I thought I sent it to you. I was looking for it. But the drive rate of players, I saw
Uh-huh.
SGA was like number one. That's why
That
it made me
makes
think
sense
of it.
then. 10
He's
a
got the number
game.
one drive rate. Yeah,
Yeah.
but I don't know about LeBron's stuff. He's not a great 3-point
Six,
shooter, so.
6 free throws a game. I don't
And he's
know.
putting up these numbers. That's pretty impressive.
He's still getting his 30. Granted, he's only hitting 4 of them,
Yeah,
but
what is he at? 70%?
he's not bad this year. He's see
I would have loved if he'd missed those free throws against the Celtics at the end of the game and just
goes to OT.
yeah.
He's shooting 77% from the line.
All right.
Wow,
C plus.
best since 2012.
Holy crap! It's been 11 years since he shot over 75%.
He shot 75 last year, but before that, 69, 69, 66, 73, 67. Oh,
So maybe some regression is due.
he's getting there less, but he's making more of them. Oh, talking about free throws. I was looking at Russell Westbrook the other day.
Yeah.
He's shooting 66% from the line. His MVP year, he's shooting 66% on 4.5 attempts. His MVP year, he got there 10 times a game and he shot 85%.
What the hell?
What happened? How do you
Call-
drop 20% in free throw percentage?
Yeah. Well, what was the 3-point percentage that year too? Because
3 point was career high 34.
and
So
what shot
he was just on a mission.
he was hitting shots. Yeah, he was unstoppable.
He
Maybe
was also shooting 24 times a game.
holy crap. He's a goat. He had like a 4-year stretch of like Derrick Rose type. That's what I
Yeah,
compare.
that was sick because it was the first year after KD left. So he was like, fuck you to everyone. Goes out, wins MVP.
That was insane. The NBA back then, like that 2010 to 2020 decade. Oh,
Elite.
I don't know if we'll ever like. I can't get behind Luka Doncic like in his style. Like it's not fun to watch. Like watching Russell Westbrook every night do what he did, like that is insane. And
Mm-hmm.
there's no one like I guess Joel. Like it's impressive. 47 and 18, a couple.
Yeah.
But like I don't know. It's not the same. It's not who won the MVP
I
last
think
year.
the league as a whole is better. So like
That's true.
I think that's a plus. I was watching like the 20 I started with 2010. I watched 2010 and 2011 like NBA finals mini movies.
Oh,
Insane. I had no idea. I knew how bad the 2011 loss was for the Heat, but it was even worse looking back on it. They were up 15 in game 2 with 6 minutes to go at home and lost on a Dirk buzzer beater.
yeah, like dudes like Dirk. Like that's insane.
It was I got to watch 2012 today, but finally see Brown win one.
Yeah, I remember watching the ESPN film of that series too. That was incredible. Dirk, best run of all time. So
Easy.
it almost was beaten though last year by Tatum. Almost
Yeah,
could have been.
he would have had it. Let's get into the weekly pick'em.
Yep.
Uh, 2-1 week for me last week. Cleveland and Lakers win. OKC loss. 1-2 for you. I got a game on you this year. 19-18. You're 18-19. This week, Grizzlies at Cavs.
So I'm gonna go Cavs here. That's my pick. I'm not a
Cavs.
Grizzlies. They're playing tonight, so it's a back to back.
Grizzlies on the road too.
They've been 11 and 15 on the road this year, 21 and 3 at home. So I'm giving the Cavs a pretty good chance to cover that spread, 4.5 too. It's a TNT game. It's gonna be a great game. I can't wait to watch it. But I want to see, has Donovan Mitchell torched the Grizzlies in his career? I bet every team in the West.
He's got it.
That would be a fun matchup though. JJJ and those huge
Mobley.
guys.
Yeah.
That would be fun.
Celtics up 40 still.
Who do you have
It
next?
was just that first quarter.
Yeah, they smoked them.
Second game, first game, I'm going because of the back to back. I'll go Cleveland.
Good call.
Second game of the night, TNT game, Clippers at Bucks.
We're at another 4.5-point spread. Which dog do you give a better chance to win?
I got the
Cleveland
Clippers.
or
I got the Clippers tomorrow.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, Bucks have won 5 straight. They've been elite at home. I think they've won 4, 5. They've won 5 straight at home, 5 in a row. I'm not a Clippers fan. They needed Norman Powell to go berserk yesterday for them to beat the
Against the
Bulls.
Bulls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
PG
I'm
had an
sure
off night. I got Kawhi has been cooking.
he has been really good, actually. Luke
Yeah.
Kennard, his return, 0 for 5 from 3. Or not his true return, but he's put up 5, 11, 2, and 0 in 4 games. And he's starting for them.
Come on, Luke. You got the Bucks?
I hate taking 2 favorites, and I'm sure one of these dogs are going to win. But is Giannis coming off that 50-point game, or was there a game between that?
Game in between. I think he had 38 and 17. So
Oh,
against
yeah.
Charlotte.
Wow. So I'm gonna go Bucks. Give me the Bucks at home.
Bucks. All right. Last game, Mavs at Warriors.
I hate watching this matchup. I will not watch that game. All they do is run around and shoot threes. No one plays defense. And I remember they will literally score 250 points.
Yeah, it's a toss up. I got Golden State at home.
Wow, ABC game. It looks like Christian Wood will be back that game, so that's gonna be huge for them.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm sure Golden State's gonna be favored in that game at home. I want to take Dallas, dude, but I can't take any Western team on the road. Like they're 9-16 on the road this year, and now they're playing Golden State, who at home they're 19-6. They're one of the best home teams in the league. So for some reason, Luka always seems to show out, but it won't be enough.
All favorites? Oh God.
Yeah, we'll see how that turns
You're
out.
done for.
Yeah. I think it's the first time I've done it though, so maybe we'll switch up. Might help me out.
That's true. Appreciate everyone tuning in. Next episode is to be determined. We're gonna have to talk about that after this, but
yes,
we will be back next week regardless with another 2 episodes. See ya.
Peace.